What's up, everybody? This is the Wrestleholics podcast. I'm Drew.
DC Hendricks.
Manny T.
Hey.
And we are back. We are back.
I'm getting used to I like this whole Zoom stuff whenever we can't get together. Plus, it gives us content to put on the YouTube page, which, hey, road to 400.
Road to 400. Right. Okay, I'll take the road to 400.
Let's go.
How y'all week been, man?
Go good, not bad, you know.
Yeah, my week's been pretty good, y'all. It was real busy. Want to give it's been NXT week basically. I mean, all NXT for me this week. The show the go home show leading up to Deadline, which was this past weekend, was huge. Debuted a new show. Quick shout out Tuesday Night Besties on Body Slam. You can check us out every Tuesday after NXT on the Body Slam channels, and myself and Amanda Savage will be recapping NXT each and every Tuesday. So started that this past Tuesday. I think that went pretty well, and then Deadline this past weekend, y'all, was more bangers incoming.
Yeah. So so how was the transition from Monday Night Besties to Tuesday Night Besties, and which one do you prefer?
Oh, definitely Tuesday Night Besties.
Tuesday.
We both, Amanda and I both, watch NXT a little bit more and follow it a little bit more in depth than we do the other shows. In our personal opinion, the other shows can get kind of repetitive in some of the storytelling and some of the storylines on a weekly basis. So like, it feels like sometimes on Mondays you're like saying the same things that you said on the previous week, especially with Raw. With Raw, like a lot of things, it's like, all right, well, Liv's at it again with Dom and Rhea. Like, here we go again. Judgment Day's back at it. Like, it gets kind of repetitive in our opinion. So it's really refreshing to be able to recap NXT, which is different shit every week. So I'll take it.
So you didn't have to like more or less pitch it to her and be like, hey, look, this is what we got to do. It's more of a mutual move between the both of you to move to Tuesday.
Oh, for sure. I hit her up because shout out to Cass, who is the founder of Body Slam. I was talking to him about it. And he was like, I'd love for you to do NXT. I needed somebody to do NXT. He was like, you cover it every Tuesday for us. So
yeah,
you want to do it? And he was like, I'll let you find a co-host. And so I've been doing it with Amanda for a while. So I was like, I know she's been wanting to do it, and Mondays don't really work for her. So she's already on the channels. So I hit her up and asked her about it.
You don't do a podcast with you or anything?
Right. I mean, I feel like I was asked already and then just got...
I feel like I just wasn't an option.
Well, we all know why.
Bad. Couldn't even give me a chance. Like, you couldn't let me redeem myself or anything.
Right. Hey, side note.
You know, to do a post show, Drew, you actually got to watch the show.
Ooh.
Man, maybe I'll watch it.
Maybe that's the reason you could watch it. Hey, side note, though. DC, you did not get the memo?
Yeah, man.
I clearly did and ignored the memo. I'm a Broncos fan. Why would I? I should have worn my Broncos gear again. I guess I could have did that.
No, I mean, I'm a Giants fan. I just bought a Raiders hat because Ice Cube, whatever.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I missed that.
Man. No, this week has been very interesting for me, man. We've gone a long way with this podcast. We've been in different places, and I recently got an email from one of those places. Man, I just want to talk about this real quick because it's been on my mind for a couple of days. Like,
hey, get it off your chest.
Huh?
Get it off your chest.
Check it. Look, I got an email the other day about going to like a little Christmas party at the studio that we don't record at anymore, and I just never felt appreciated, man.
You was just a little kid with your finger in the pocket, following Big Bro around.
Literally what it was, man. We had this old studio hit us up. Well, I think Dedrick got the same email. Like, hey, man, come to our Christmas party or whatever. I knew I grew up because really I had a couple other words to say, like kiss my ass, F the Christmas party. But I was real mature. I said, please take me off this thread. But then I heard Dedrick had got the email too. And Dedrick email was kind of like, hey, Dedrick, how you doing, man? I hope everything is going well. I hope the kids are doing great, man.
This motherfucker lying.
You got the personalized email. You got the mass email.
Lying like
group email. Dedrick got the personal one, man.
I didn't even get an email.
Dude, that place loved Dedrick, man, but did not give two shits about me, bro.
Right. That's because Dedrick was changing the landscape over there.
Man, Dedrick, what? Dedrick was the Vince McMahon of the radio.
Dang.
They forcing it. Hey, if y'all watching this, man, don't listen to a word they saying right now. They are forcing it to a new level.
I mean,
Ain't nothing. Half of what he said is true. So
He didn't know my look. The owner of the place didn't even know my name. One day he called me Marcus. I said, "What the fuck?"
Did he just grab like a random stereotypical name?
Yeah, bro.
He said, Marcus, right?
No, Andrew, dude, jerk.
Oh, you don't look like
he
an
went,
Andrew.
he went with the like stereotypical black name, Jamarcus.
Right.
That's you, ain't it?
Jamarcus? No. No, I had to give Dedrick hell about that every single time because that place, I hate that place. I ain't gonna lie.
They love you.
Guess what? We up now.
We up.
Road to 400.
Road to 400. Hey, let's get to the week, man. A crazy actually weekend.
Yeah, let's start with our War Games since that was our, most latest. And I really wanted to touch on really not the War Games in a whole, because we know what it was. It was Survivor Series. It was the modernization of the Survivor Series match. Let's talk about actually what came out of that, which is the injuries. We had Bronson Reed blowing out his ankle. We had Big Jim breaking his big toe, and then we had some other guy tear his bicep. But
I like how you call him the other guy.
He can't do a spot right now. So
Tangaloa, put some respect.
Yeah.
No.
Respect. No. New bloodline.
No, I'm not putting no respect, man. He hasn't done
that down.
New bloodline. Put some respect.
Oh my God, bro. I am not.
How do you guys feel about that?
I've kind of gone back and forth on it. It's like I do love War Games with 2 rings being in there. But I think this one took the cake, man. Because I think last year we didn't have any big injuries. If anything, we had big surprises. But this one took a lot. Like, I mean, these guys are trying to put on a show, but now they were kind of risking it. Because let's be completely honest. Bronson shouldn't have had his big ass up there.
No, not at all.
But I get it. We love it. But man, hell, dude, you see you couldn't land right. I mean, and that's no disrespect because he does a lot of great things in the ring. But that wasn't a spot he shouldn't have been going for. Like,
no, take that bump a lot differently though. Don't try to land on your feet because I mean you big dude, and you coming down on your ankles like that. Nah.
I think the problem lies with us, y'all, and like not us in particular, like not us personally, but like us as the fans. Like we put so much pressure on these guys to put on a show and excite us, and I think they felt like they really had to do something crazy in order to get our attention.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it would have been boring, or this match is whack, or like I think that's a lot of it. So like they had to do something crazy. So Bronson Reed's like, all right, I'll get my big ass up on top of this big ass cage, and I'm gonna jump down, and what happens happens. I think
law of gravity and inertia is what happened.
I think we got ourselves to blame for it. I think we put a lot of pressure on these guys to put on a show. I will say I'm glad Manny brought this up and brought this topic up because like I think it is time to switch it up. I think this year was a good indication for more reasons than one why they need to switch it up. One reason I will give you is that women's War Games was just thrown together. Like, who the hell was even feuding in that War Games? Like,
no one.
Was it Liv and Rhea? Was it Nia? And like, I don't even know.
Yeah.
Like, who's like Bianca? Like, it was like Bianca's team versus Nia. Like, I don't even know anymore.
And what did Candice LeRae have to do with any of that?
Yeah.
I mean, I get why they put her in there because Candice LeRae she has the second most War Game experience.
Yeah.
But she had nothing to do with any of the participants in that War Games match.
Yeah. But let's be honest, even with her, it's like, yeah, she got the experience, but do we remember anything from her War Game experience?
No, not at all.
Yeah, that's why I don't think that should count. Like, I don't know.
The women's War Games match had so many holes in it. Like, it was just thrown together. Bianca was like really acceptant of Io Sky, but reluctant to bring in Bayley, which Io Sky literally beat her.
And Bayley beat the hell out of her.
And why Bayley? Like, I don't know. It was just there's a lot of holes in it.
I thought that one was more like, hey, Bayley, you the one who started that whole shit with you and Io. So I think she brushed Io off and make it like, okay, she just got talked into whooping her ass, I guess, if you want to put it like that.
Right.
But at the same time, like I said, it don't make no sense. Even with the whole Jade Cargill, I get she's for another storyline, but I don't think she should have been left out of War Games.
Yeah, I think it's time to switch it up. And then like I said, just the reason of trying to put on a show and do crazy stunts, because those matches, and like even after those matches, which I thought both matches were pretty good. The women's match seemed a little slow at times, like it felt really choreographed. And
And you
kind
could
of
hear it
slow.
from the audio. That's the one bad thing too, is the cameramen are right there.
Yeah.
And their mics are on, so they're gonna pick up, oh, elbow, oh, what Nia said to Naomi. They're gonna pick that stuff up. You got to be careful. We're in a time and age where we know it's choreographed. We know spots and high points and cheap pops and stuff like that. So you have to be more choreographed or more rehearsed in a sense, because you can tell in that match that it was clearly thrown together.
Yeah,
Because
it felt like it.
none of it
And
was
then
fluid.
like, for example, there's a reason why we only do steel cage matches and Hell in the Cell so many times, because only so many different things can happen in the match. Like you can't. It's like the NBA slam dunk contest. You can only do so many dunks.
Yep.
You can only do so many. It's the same thing with War Games. You can only do so many tricks and things to wow the crowd before it becomes, all right, we've seen that before. So I'm not.
Also, if you look at some of the wrestlers that were in there from the night, both sides, men and the women, do y'all think they were like burnt out in a way from just the schedule and all? And now you got this really big match that you probably don't really care for. So now you got to put a little bit more energy just to, I don't know, get yourself riled up.
Yeah, and I mean, like you said, if they're like not into the match, you actually have to put more energy into it to get into the match.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a good point.
I'm glad Manny brought this up though, because I think it is time to switch it up. I think next year, and it all depends on what they're doing, because like right now they're doing like a transfer window, which I don't even. It's not permanent, so like it's kind of confusing. I think it's
transfer
just
portal.
Can you explain that?
I think it's like temporarily people can move on to different shows. So we'll see if the draft continues, but I do think it's time to go back to a brand war type thing, like Raw, SmackDown, NXT type deal.
That was so much fun. Plus, we got NXT's really captured this with the whole Iron Survivor thing.
Yes,
I missed that, like 5-on-5, where you've got this one guy from the right side, and then you've got 3 guys from the left, and he's the sole survivor. Man, give me that again. Just maybe once or twice. Can we see Randy Orton be the sole survivor one more time?
Yes, I love it. Yeah, I think it's most definitely time for next year to switch it up. So I'm glad Manny brought that up.
Well, that's another thing. Do you think this match should be even like the main card now for War Games, or should it be brands versus each other instead of just having a storyline like the Bloodline versus OG?
I'm gonna keep it 100. Like if they don't do War Games next year and they don't go back to brand wars, then just do Evolution 2.
Man, I really don't think they could top the women's Survivor Series match, the last one that we seen with bloodied up Becky.
Yeah,
because I honestly think that's where the change came, because they're like, how are we going to top this?
Right. You can't. You literally have Becky teaming up with Charlotte. Like nobody would have thought.
Yeah, and you got Nia Jax breaking Becky's face. I mean, come on.
Yeah,
that 5-on-5 match was epic.
I think if you don't go those 2 routes, you go Evolution 2. I think you change it up.
And I'm gonna set it up now. Give me Team Tiffy versus Team Nia.
Okay. I mean, I really hope by next year that they're just done. I mean, that's a long time to still be getting Tiffany and Nia.
She still got the Money in the Bank, so we're gonna forget about it like we did Damian Priest.
Man,
that's way too long.
Yeah. Although last night she did make an appearance at NXT.
She did.
It was I can go after any title.
Yeah, I mean,
I hate when they do that with that briefcase. Last year, I hated when they did it with Damian. Don't do it with her.
He went down there too when Dom had the North American title. Damian T's like he was going to go down and get the NXT title.
Tiffy don't need that title again.
Nah.
Oh man, just speaking of titles, man, let's talk about this U.S. Tournament going on right now. So we got the Final Four: Michin, Tiffy, Bailey, and my
Chelsea Green.
Exactly. My personal favorite, man. How y'all feeling? What's your thoughts on it?
Go ahead, DC.
Yeah, I mean, I am really glad that I was wrong. Because I think when going into it, I thought for some reason they're gonna do Bianca Jade. And they went completely left of that. Like clearly they got something else in mind. So I'm really glad they did that. And then I also thought they could have possibly did Bailey and Naomi, but Naomi lost her only match. So yeah, I think I am really glad that it's down to the four women that we all agree most deserve it.
Oh yeah.
I honestly think Naomi deserves the women's title, not really the mid card.
Ooh.
Okay.
So
Her,
that's an argument for another day. But
her and Io, you saying?
yeah, I mean, Naomi, I
Foreshadow.
think bigger things are for Naomi, maybe the Royal Rumble or something. I think bigger things are coming up for her. We'll see. But I think we're down to the final four that I think make the most sense, right? I mean, Bailey, if she wins, it elevates the title, it makes it important. She's a big, staple in the women's division right now. So, and your guys, Chelsea Green, been killing it since she's been in. Like, makes sense. Mi Shin's been, I mean, revamped her entire career on
Yeah.
SmackDown. And obviously Tiffany Stratton. Like, who doesn't want? But didn't the Miz have the United States title and the Money in the Bank at the same time?
Yep.
I mean, let's do
Didn't
it.
he have the United States and the championship at one point in time too?
Maybe.
I
I at least
I
remember
can't
Money in the
remember.
Bank in the United States at the same
I
time.
don't think you did, but who
Yeah,
knows?
I think he just had the briefcase.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah. But I definitely agree with you on the four that are in there because I mean you got the role model. Why not put a mid card title on her? She's elevated every title she's had. You got Mi Chin who went from Mia Yim following around. We don't speak of that old group that she was part of, and then to what we have now. She definitely evolved from the time she was with the Good Brothers, which I think they helped her a lot. They gave her the study guide, the playbook to actually elevate her game and what she did. And then you got Tiffy time. I mean, girl's on a rocket.
Yes.
You can't stop that. She's missed Money in the Bank. She teases every chance she gets. So you don't know actually who she's going to pin or who she's going to challenge. And then to give her a U.S. title with she's definitely the female Miz right now. And then you got Chelsea Green. She is who she is. She's an
Did
all-star.
you hear that pop when she won that match?
Yeah.
That crowd pop she got when she won that match when Bianca left.
Chelsea Green right now is on a trajectory that when you remember when John Cena was fighting back for the U.S. title, that's the trajectory Chelsea Green's on right now. That's why I say give her the title. She's got a heater in Piper Niven, and she's a heater herself. You don't know whether she wants to be a heel or a face. How she argues. You got that Karen aspect in her. Put the title on her. Let's see what she can do.
I'm not going to explain all four. I'm just going to say Chelsea Green deserves it. I've been saying that was my pick. That was my sole pick. And see, she's still in there. I'm like, all right, man. They even tapped into the Wrestleholics again.
Yep.
So y'all still both rolling with Chelsea?
Yeah,
yep.
I got to.
I might go with Tiffany, man.
And don't get me wrong. And don't get me wrong. I still think all four is deserving. I just think it would go right. Okay, first person, Chelsea Green. I mean, let me say with Bailey, if she did get it first, I'm like, okay, cool, but we could see you get this later on in the line, to be honest with you. I mean, I don't feel like Bailey needs to elevate everything in when it comes up to these women titles. Just all right, she'll get her opportunity sooner or later. Tiffy, I feel like the briefcase, she still has a storyline with that. She doesn't need this title. Meechin or Chelsea Green, I think those would be the two deserving. I hate that both of them. I think it's lined up for them two to go against each other.
Yep.
So I hate to see one of them go out, but I do want to see one of those two get the belt.
Actually, I think you're wrong. I think it's Chelsea and Bailey and Meechin and Tiffany Stratton.
Okay.
Yeah.
I gotta look back at
I think that's how the bracket is.
Yeah, but I mean, if they go to the championship, you still got to pick one.
Yep. Hey, you know how to have the finals? How you schedule the final match?
How?
Razor Ramon, Shawn Michaels.
Ooh.
Put it on a ladder.
Put it on a ladder.
Let me get the ladder match for the finals.
Watch Chelsea get thrown off again.
Jeez, that's what I was getting at.
I don't need her doing that again, man. That was beautiful, but
no. Here's the twist, though. It's her and Tiffany Stratton at the end.
Yeah.
And Tiffany goes, "Remember this?" And Chelsea goes, "Yeah." And right off the ladder.
Boot
No,
that
I
bitch.
am. I would love Tiffany to get it. I think it would be cool. But my official one that I really hope gets it is Michin. I want Michin to get it.
Okay.
She has revamped her entire career since coming back, just like Chelsea. But after she had that match with EO for the title a while back, it just won me over.
Banger.
She's put into some work. I really want Michin to get it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I
All
can
right.
eat that.
So on Monday Night Raw, we got another
Yeah.
induction to another mid-card women's title in the Women's Intercontinental, not European Championship.
Hey man, so this has been the Wrestleholics podcast. Man. Get y'all, man.
Man, you was really hoping too, huh?
This guy here, man. I mean, it's deserving to have a European title, but whatever, man. I'm not about to argue with y'all.
You're right, and I think this one it rivals the women's mid card on SmackDown because some of the players you got in this tournament and the one who already won, who I think it may be unanimous, I don't know, but Dakota Kai should come out on top.
Okay,
See, I think the finals is pretty much set.
Who you got in the finals?
I mean, it's going to be Dakota Lyra for sure. But I see them giving this one to Lyra.
Okay, I agree with you. I think though I don't see that much with Dakota Kai right now because I mean she's been off TV for a little bit, and then also it's like I don't. And me personally, this is just my opinion. I don't feel like she's done anything to like earn that right to be the first one. Where you got someone like Lyra that just came from NXT and has done some big matches in the last few months.
Yeah, I think I'm with you, Drew, because I think while she is someone we want to get it eventually, I think starting off with her would be a slight mistake only because build up to her coming back. Like she hasn't even had a chance to really gain momentum for what
she got injured again, didn't she?
She's been the third wheel in Damage Control forever, really. Like the afterthought. She gets injured as soon as she goes single, I guess, really back to her own style and gets injured right away. I think bringing Lyra the way they built her as soon as she came to Raw in the finals of the Queen of the Ring tournament, winning all those matches, going head to head against EO on Monday nights a few times.
Getting squashed by Nia.
Yeah, she got squashed by Nia.
I ain't gonna lie, I always think about that every time I think of her.
Her laying out like this.
I think I got Lyra on this one. I think this is her tournament.
That's where you and I disagree. Simply because they put the one person that I want to win in the same bracket as Lyra.
Oh,
and that's Queen Zelina.
Yep.
I'm not saying LWO Zelina. I'm saying Queen Zelina. Because she needs to separate herself from those dorks. Rey Mysterio is my favorite, but separate herself from them dorks and do her own thing again. Because when she was by herself, she was doing really well. You know, we don't see her breaking down and crying because Santos is beating up Rey Mysterio or Joaquin and I don't even know what he goes by now. Joaquin and Toro are getting beat up by what's his name? Garza and Humberto Carrillo.
No, be honest with you, you actually made a great point on that because before she did get with the LWO, she was actually doing fine in my opinion. Like she wasn't doing bad, she wasn't doing great or anything, but it's like she was in a good space where she was having some decent matches. Yeah. And then they joined her with the LWO where you kind of got her like a manager. So that I would say that kind of pissed me off with her. I was like, y'all kind of making her go backwards for no reason.
Right. And I mean, quite honestly, I think she needs it. She needs a push again, a singles push. Like I said, get her away from them, put her on. I think this is what should start her run. Sadly, though, you know, we all know Becky 2.0 is going to come out on top.
All right, man. So what's your prediction for the Intercontinental Women's?
I mean, I want to say Zelina Vega or Dakota Kai, but honestly, I think Lyra deserves it, honestly. You know, coming in from the draft, doing what she did, taking on Becky 2 belts and beating her a couple times, ultimately losing. But I think Lyra's deserving of it.
I personally think Lyra, and that's just more like, hey, let's change it up a little bit. We already got a little situation going on over there on SmackDown on kind of giving a proven wrestler a chance. I think this one is like, okay, gives one of the new people a chance on that end. Then just kind of mix it up. Just keep the shows different as possible.
Spot on. Right. Spot on, Drew. 100% agree for that exact reason.
So we got this. So now coming from that, we got this little transfer portal of.
Yeah, we they to turn into the NCAA.
Right. What are they going to get deals next?
I'm just like, okay, so I hate to be this person, but it's just like, all right, man, why we got transfer portal when we know this shit is scripted?
Right.
That what pisses me off about it. I still love the hate, but that what pisses me off. I'm like, all right, what's the point of it?
They're catering to all the college athletes that they just signed with the WWID and the NXT developmentals.
Heck, we might as well start by giving jerseys or something, or like a tire where it got smacked down and like Raw. You get your cap when you draft.
I'd like to formally commit to.
Yeah. I am formally committed to Raw.
Right.
That sounds crazy, actually.
Hey, I'm taking my talents to SmackDown.
Oh my God! Like, what's your thoughts on it, man?
DC, why don't you break it down and let us know what this whole transfer window is?
Yeah, so basically, to put it simply, Friday night, Michael Cole snuck in pretty much. That WWE is unanimously implementing a transfer window ahead of Raw on Netflix. So there's going to be superstars, Raw, SmackDown, NXT. General managers going to be working together to move superstars from one brand to another. Now, what hasn't been clarified yet is whether it's temporary or permanent. So far, I'm going to make an inference and say that it's temporary because Tiffany Stratton, I think that was the big indicator when she was on NXT Deadline and said that she was going to be at New Year's Evil because she's Miss Money in the Bank. She can do whatever she wants, yada, yada, yada. But like, I think that proves that it's temporary because why else would Tiffany be there? She's clearly not going to cash in on a championship she's already held. Mm-hmm. Like, what does that do? So like, extremely, I think that says that it's temporary. Now, that is what I get. That is what I get out of it. I think it's a cool way to just kind of mix things up as they kind of switch gears into the new year. I think they're gonna move people around, see how it works ahead of the draft, probably, and see, get a gauge. Letting NXT people, I think it's another way too to officially have NXT people have matches on the main shows. Like I think Carmelo Hayes' opponent is going to be Trick Williams. Ooh. On Friday. It's a surprise opponent. It's going to be Trick, I think, but we'll see. I think it's a good way. Hey, it's a good way to do things like that.
Yeah, I think too with the transfer portal window. I'm going to make fun of it because I think it's goofy, but I think this is going to be their way to temporarily, permanently put Roman Reigns on Raw. Yeah, because you've said it, I've said it, Drew said it. Raw is becoming stale. Mm-hmm. And who else can they move to Raw to inject life back in that other than the true head of the table, Roman Reigns? Sorry, Solo, but you don't count. But I think that's what that's too what they're using it for. They're able to move some of the heavyweights out of the number one spot in SmackDown and bring them to the secondary show in Raw.
First of all, to quickly address what you just said, if Roman is the true tribal chief, then why did Solo pin him?
He got pinned at Wargames by Roman.
It took all the team to pin him.
It was a team match.
It took a super kick from both Usos. It took Sami Zayn's finisher in the corner. It took all their finishers. Of course.
Hey, listen, bro. I've been in a lot of one-on-one fights. Listen, I didn't ask my boys to jump in, but they did it.
Nah,
right? Man, hey, OTC, OG Bloodline. We can have this debate, but I think that's what they're doing. And yes, I understand that Raw is the flagship, but
yeah, they got to do something.
Yeah, with some of the
like Saturday Night Main Event, we get Finn. Is it Finn Damien again, or is he going for Gunther?
I think it's Finn and Gunther.
Gunther for the title, but clearly Damien's going to interfere. It's like,
right. But what if
we're still doing this?
I'm good at presenting these devil's advocates, right? What if we get Finn Gunther, Damien goes to interfere and messes up? Like not like, oh, I did it on purpose, mess up and hit Gunther, but like I actually went to hit Finn and I clipped Gunther, and now Finn's got the title.
Yeah. That'd be
I
cool.
would like that.
We
That would
get what
spice
we
things
never
up at
got.
least, because
Yeah,
it spiced things up because I am like we literally did a whole like rest in peace podcast to the Judgment Day
right.
because we thought it was over, and it's like
And
it's still fucking going.
I
Like,
thought they were gonna be street trash. I'm not gonna lie to you.
yeah, and it's like we're
fucking
still doing
Aladdin.
this. Like,
Yeah.
yeah. So
Also,
I think this is a way to mix things up and just make it less stale.
be honest with you.
Because I think both shows now, while I know Raw's got stale, I feel like SmackDown has too. I feel like SmackDown has, other than the Bloodline stuff. And especially like LA Knight losing to Shinsuke, I'm still confused on what's going on there. I thought it was a little early for LA Knight to lose the title. I love that Shinsuke got it. I just think it was a little early for LA Knight to lose it, especially after Andrade and Carmelo have been going head to head about that title forever. It's
Mhm.
best of 7 series, and then
Honestly, I just think it shouldn't. The transfer shouldn't be there. Instead of a transfer, I think it should be trades.
I like that.
That's really where it should come down to, because doing a transfer is just
I
like,
mean,
okay,
that's really
that's
what
how.
they're doing. It's just that's what they're doing. It's trading, but like it's not. At least from my understanding, it's not permanent.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
yeah,
it needs some work, but hey, we haven't seen what it actually is, so
right.
we won't see what it is probably in a week or two, maybe.
And the draft
Yeah.
really ain't the draft because,
Yeah.
well, proven.
Do they need to end the draft?
Yes.
Yeah. They just need to separate, like they need to make it like where both GMs, like they both structure it on, okay, both these rosters are even. This is what y'all got. If y'all want to make trades, go ahead and do it. But doing the whole draft thing, and then you see your same draft pick go to, like, all right, I say Manny gets drafted to SmackDown, but we about to see him on Raw next week.
Right.
Like, there's no point of that.
They've slowed down on that, I would say. See, I disagree with y'all completely. Like I am like way on the opposite end. Like I think they need to make it like if you're doing the draft, like you stay there. There is no crossing over. There ain't
Right.
no I feel like going to Raw this week. And I honestly think they need to take it a step further. I think I've said this before, especially now with WWE ID. All 3 brands draft.
Oh
All
yeah.
3. Raw,
Yeah.
SmackDown, and NXT.
Man, can you imagine NXT drafting Roman Reigns?
I mean,
But
obviously that's not going to happen. Like that's a little far.
yeah,
But like
but
people like,
But that's an option though.
but like, for example, people that are like getting lost on the main roster could get revamped on NXT. They can get drafted there. Like I've been pushing this for a while because they keep pushing her and then taking her back. One person that comes to my mind is Piper Niven.
Oh yeah.
Send her to NXT. Let her be champion.
I
Like
mean, look at what
let her fight. Let her be champion on NXT for a little bit. If you ain't got nothing for her to do, and you just gonna have her be Chelsea Green's bodyguard, let her hold a title. Let
right.
her like
I mean,
revamp her. Like let Chelsea do it on her own. Chelsea can't have a whole title reign hiding behind Piper. Like that's not gonna help her at all.
I like what you said on it. I just think also that does get some people in NXT lost.
Yeah.
That's always
They're
been my
getting
only
caught up.
problem.
They're about to lose half their roster in the draft. They
And
lose
Ren
half their
Sinclair did
roster
look
every
good.
year.
Ren Sinclair did look good last night too.
I'm telling you, they lose half their draft. Trick is about to be gone. Ethan Page clearly made it clear he's about to be gone.
Oh,
Oba
I
Femi
like.
ain't gonna be there long. He might, hopefully, he gets the title and stays for a while.
I think Oba's going to be
Wesley's
the flagship.
gone. Roxanne's gone. Cora Jade, there's rumors she's gone. Like they're about to lose a good amount.
Yeah, and I guess saying that with them leaving, you could NXT could easily pull like what they did with Mandy Sachs. They brought her from Raw, where
Yeah.
whatever that group she was in was kind of floundering, and then she like killed it in NXT with that title.
Killed it. And on the men's side, look what they did with Dolph Ziggler.
Oh
I
yeah,
thought him as the NXT champion was fire. Like
yeah.
him and Braun's feud was fire. Like
Baron Corbin too in the tag team runs that he had.
yeah, the Wolf Dogs. It's like
Yeah.
that works for some
Please
of
don't
them.
mention that. I still don't like that name.
They like it
Wolf
works
Dog.
though. It works for them. It like that. Like it works. Like like in hindsight, using Mandy Rose and Baron Corbin might not be the best example.
Wait,
But
time out. Hold on. Mandy did her thing. Hold on, brother.
I'm meaning in the sense that they're not in the company, is what I'm saying.
Look, Mandy's choice in job opportunities is not anyone's business, all right?
Sure. I mean, that's an argument for another day. But
He just
you get what
said,
I'm saying. Those are both
yeah.
good examples. And Dolph Ziggler. And Dolph Ziggler's probably not the best example either. He's TNA now. But like,
Well, with the
at the
TNA
time,
WWE contract thing,
All y'all telling me is I'm about to get released once I be a champion.
pretty
hey,
much.
but while they were there, so this stuff happened after they left. Like Baron Corbin wasn't released until they messed up, moving him back to SmackDown.
Yeah.
So
Fair.
like it happened after. And Mandy's story obviously has nothing to do with her wrestling or character or nothing.
No.
So it works, and that's my point.
Side note, shout out D. Brian Kendrick for his ad to his show and Mandy Sachs.
Shout out Brian Kendrick.
Shout out to him. He definitely kept that on the low.
Didn't
even mention it.
Didn't say anything.
We're like, what you got coming up? Oh, I just hope to get a match or two. Basically,
right.
And it's like, okay.
Said nothing about that stacked card that he's about to put on in Louisiana.
Stacked.
I was like,
yeah. But yeah, we got just looking ahead. We got one more pod to do this year, y'all. Yeah. We got one more before we wrap up and switch gears. We got WrestleCon. We got Royal Rumble coming up. Before we switch gears, we got one more Best Stuff 2024. So get them ready.
This our second. This be our second one, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
my first one.
Oh man, that's crazy. Oh man, now because like doing this podcast, it'd be like, all right, man, we've been doing this for a while, but I'd be like, oh no, we've been doing this longer than what I thought.
Yeah.
So there's been a lot of upgrades, a lot of new co-hosts with.
Hey, Manny T.
The voice.
Oh, hey, he said.
Hey, real quick, I'm Manny T, and these are the Wrestleholics.
And I'm Andrew, and I'm looking for another co-host. So if you want any more information, reach me on Wrestleholics on IG.
Hey, you hear how it sounded though? Like he been wanting to say that shit for a minute.
Oh,
you felt
put it in my head. What are you talking about?
He had it planned ever since me and him had our secret meeting.
I swear, he couldn't wait.
Hey, man, look.
Said this show will be mine.
When we were at the show and Dedrick dropped that line, I was like, I'm gonna plug it in when they least expect it. Just like, hey, when you forget about it, I'm gonna let you know.
Oh my God, I'm not gonna lie. Since then, I've been calling myself top dog Fuller, so I understand.
Yeah, we got a lot of stuff coming up though, y'all. Tons of stuff. We got one more. We're gonna have a best of episode where we recap our favorite matches, best pay-per-views, best moments. It's gonna be a good pod. We're gonna have a lot to talk about because there was a lot to pick from this year. A lot of good, a lot of great. We went to our first show together.
Yep.
So
had our first show together.
Yeah.
Oh man, we did a lot in the last year.
Yeah.
Definitely can't wait to recap it, man. But other than that, man, but other than that, so y'all got anything else to say before we go?
Just look forward to that recap show, man. It's definitely gonna be a little emotional for me because coming onto this when I did and really getting to grow with you guys and watching you guys grow from first stage to second stage and then moving on to the third stage. I'm excited to see the opportunities that we get moving forward.
No, definitely. I appreciate that. Other than that, man, listen, we are Wrestleholics Podcast. Make sure to follow us on all social medias. I'm Andrew.
DC Hendricks.
Manny T.
We'll get back with y'all.